Were you tempted to come up with the crutches and give it a Dunlop? Chuck it in the air?
Somebody did say that. I'd probably hit somebody in the face and get sued when I ever did that. But honestly, you don't realise how big that is for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, we're so glad you did it, because you'd have made us look like a fool there, John, if you'd have come up on your crutches. But joining Norton this year, and alongside John, we're going to welcome up onto the stage his new teammate for this year as well, the man who narrowly lost out on the British Superbike Championship last year by just 3 points to Shane Byrne, made a stunning TT comeback last year as well, taking 6th place in a 130-mile-an-hour lap on the Norton in the PokerStars Senior race, as well as winning the Classic TT at his first attempt. Two legends on one sofa. Ladies and gentlemen, alongside John McGuinness, please welcome Josh Brookes. So we've got one guy who looks like a throwback to some of that black and white stuff, and one who is a throwback to some of that black and white stuff. But guys,
I'm just jealous of that thing. I can't grow any facial hair.
That is a cracking.
Got a few pubic hairs. That's about it. But this is.
Josh, you're gonna have to kick off by telling us about the tash.
Well, I'd always threatened to grow some facial hair, and Amy threatened to leave me. And I recently proposed to her, so I thought, well,
you locked her in.
She's locked in now. I can do what I like.
Hey, does it tickle?
She hates it. Honestly, she hates it.
On a serious note, John, fantastic to see you without your crutches. You said to me earlier on you were waiting for the nod from the specialist to be able to do that. It must be an amazing feeling for you.
It is, yeah. You know, it's a simple thing like taking steps, walking, anything you take it for granted. But when I had a 5-kilogram cage on my leg for 9 months, and I had it in my head and a goal, and I really pushed to make it a big step for me to walk on this stage in the TT press launch. And for me to do it, I know it's simple for everybody that just walks and that, but for me it's just a massive step, and just to show that I want to come back, I want to race, and it just felt it's just a simple thing walking up here. I've walked on this stage millions of times, but never in this situation. So it's a massive step forward for me.
Did you ever quit? Did you ever quit, John, after the Northwest? In your head, did you think, job's done?
I thought it was finished completely. When the throttle opened up on its own, I thought, I'm not going to survive this one. And I had to get off the bike. I tumbled down the road, and as we know, I thought I was going to hit something that was going to finish me off. And I went down the pavement, through the fence, onto the golf course, and it's like I fucking hate golf as well. I thought, I don't want it to all end on a golf course. But I did. I've been in a mess. I've been in a bit of a sad hole, to be fair, for a lot of months, and I got sort of addicted to tramadols and morphines and stuff, and I was in denial. I was like, it was a tough time, and the real people, your good friends, they all came out of the woodwork to help me, and I still carried on doing things, came to the TT, but I needed help, needed somebody to drive me, needed somebody to do lots of things for me, and the good people around me came out. And then the pain started going away a little bit. As soon as I got off the tramadol, the wife says to me, it's either tramadol or me. I was like, well, I can't afford the divorce at this stage. That would be an expensive day. So I got off the tramadol, went through a few days of hell for that. And then as soon as I come off that, my energy levels came back up, and I just got back to myself a bit. And what we're like as bike racers, when the pain starts going away, you want to get back on the bike, and a few things started happening. But at one point, I did never want to get on a motorbike ever again. But like now, I'm just buzzing again to get my leg over a bike. And the first bike I got my leg over today was Michael Dunlop's prepared 600 that I'm going to race in a few weeks. So it just felt amazing. I managed to leg over, get in the tuck position, got the bend back in my leg, because the cage thing was not allowing me to bend my knee, and I've been worked hard on that for 2 weeks to get the full bend back in it. So just got sat on the bike. It was there's been loads of little step forwards today. It's been an amazing day. I've had a few pints, job's a dream, you know. I'm up here with a load of bikes to race and it's great.
Josh, I think you're enjoying listening to John just as much as anybody else is. I'm going to interrupt him to get a quick word with you. Back with Norton and with this guy alongside you as well. What a special year ahead for you.
Yeah, it is. It really is a buzz. You know, I never imagined, being teammates with John. You know, it was a great buzz to be a Norton rider. You know, with all the history and everything like that. I'm fascinated with the TT and the history and all that's happened before. And then now to be sat here being a Norton rider, the fastest. I'll take the moment whilst I have it. The fastest ever Norton rider and teammates with John McGuinness. I actually really have a buzz. You know, it's fantastic.
And fastest ever Norton, obviously on the current Superbike, which is very different, as we know, to what the guys were riding in the past. However, you did win the Senior Classic on a pattern, and you rode the Rotary Norton, I believe, to within 5 seconds of his fastest ever lap around the TT circuit as well. That must have been an incredible buzz.
Yeah, again, you know, it was a surprise. You know, unfortunately, John got hurt last year, and then the opportunity to ride the pattern came along. That was a fantastic bike for its class, and you know, fortunately, I didn't beat John's fastest lap on it, so that, you know,
in his honour.
Yeah. So, but you know, it was fast enough to win the race. That was, you know, an amazing thing on its own. And then, but surprisingly enough, actually, you know, it may come as a surprise, I had more fun riding and breaking down on the Rotary Norton during the classic Superbike race than I did winning on the pattern. You know, it just
You were just born 50 years too late, weren't you, basically, Josh? Like,
it seems that way. I say often that I don't really set goals at the TT. You know, certainly at short circuit, BSB, I've got loads of goals and things I want to achieve and targets. But, you know, at the TT, I'm willing to accept what comes. I'll put everything on the line that I have, and I'm willing to, and I'll just take whatever comes back. But I actually had a goal to try and match that lap time that Hislop was able to do on the Norton, and unfortunately, it didn't make that lap time. But I'll come back and do it again this year. So, you know, the TT is very addictive.
And John, just finally for you, to have Josh as your teammate, a previous British Superbike champion, you know what it takes to be competitive in that class and to transfer that to the roads, and one of the favourites, if not the favourite, for this year as well. What do you think it means for Norton, for your team, and for the TT in general to have a guy this calibre racing it?
Yeah, again, I think it's great. You know, along with Peter Hickman, you know, he's won BSB races and there's not many people nowadays can do both jobs. But you know, I think that the first person you've got to beat is your teammate in a team, and I'm going to have to dig deep to beat fucking him to start with. So it's going to be a big, tall order. But yeah. You know, again, my respect went up for Josh last year when he turned up the classic TT. You know, he's in the top 6 shootout in the potential championship winning position, and he comes and rides an old Rotary Norton and the pattern. You know, and it was that's good to see. We need these characters and riders and to bolster up the events. You know, but no, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm not. If I can learn something from Josh, and if Josh can learn something from me, and
I
together,
can most definitely learn something from you, John.
I'm sure together we can be a strong team, and you know I can feel it already. You know, it was when it was parked up together at the classic TT, and he was coming up in his camp. I was like, Josh's not got a part next to me. He's a bit of a dick, to be honest. But I saw a different side to you, to be honest. He's just a bit weird, but not as weird as Guy Martin. But we had a good time, and we had a great time at the classic TT.
I even worked on your 250 TZ.
Well, he's got the passion. I had a TZ 250 Yamaha, and there was something wrong with it, and he's got it in bits and all that lot of stuff, and he's chopping wood up for the fire. So we had a good crack, to be fair, for the. And now we're together working, you know, so it's great. And I said before, I've worked with some amazing riders over the years. I've been teammates with Joy Dunlop, Michael Dunlop, Hutchie, Connor Cummins. I've been teammates with such great riders, and I'm up here now with one of the best in the business again, so it's great.
Well, I think you just used the word there, John, that sums it up. Passion. You both obviously have it in abundance for the TT, and we're so excited to see you back again this year, particularly you, John. I'm sure you'll excuse me for that, Josh, but fantastic to see you back on 2 feet. Josh Brookes and John McGuinness.
Thank you.